we're just moments away from going in day 2 of WonderCon here in San Francisco. Not really sure where Brick is. Okay, I do know where he is. He's behind the camera because we can't afford a real crew. But let's just pretend he's still on that beach throwing rocks or whatever. And let's go take a look at what's inside. If you've ever been to a con, you've probably bumped into these guys at some point. The 501st. We're talking with Ganschow, just about what the 501st is all about. So tell us a little bit about it.
Well, the 501st is a international Star Wars costuming club, and what we do is we dress up in Star Wars costumes, and we do volunteer work, and we do charity work for different organizations.
Very cool. How long has it been going on?
It's been going on since about 1999. Started by a gentleman who was interested in just, he and his friends put together some Stormtrooper costumes and went to a movie premiere in 1999, episode 1, and it kind of grew from there as people wanted to do that, and different people started gathering the different costumes together, and it just formed from there.
Right on. So what do people have to do? I mean, is it an open membership, or how can people become one with the Force?
Well, in order to become a member, you have to put together yourself a movie quality type of a costume, and then you submit that photos of yourself with your costume and an application, and there's no charge, it's free, and once they accept that, then you're in with the membership.
Right on. So where can people find you guys?
Well, you can find us at the web on at the 501st.com, as well as the Rebel site is called rebellegion.com. So that's where we're at.
Very cool. Thanks for your time.
All right. Thanks, man.
Cheers. Excellent. For this week's graphic novel review, I chose Usagi Yojimbo by Stan Sakai. Now here's a book that is just freaking awesome. It's all ages appropriate, but it's not dumbed down for kids. It's just a great book that anybody can pick up and read and have a great time. It's become kind of an obsession for me lately. I picked up the first one at WonderCon, and I'm on like the 7th collection now. It's just awesome. It follows the adventures of Miyamoto Usagi. He's a ronin, a masterless samurai, wandering through Japan. And along the way, he meets up with a bunch of people, different characters that appear throughout the series and just add a lot of color and variety to the stories. It's funny, it's drama, it's just freaking cool. I can't speak highly enough about it. But the cool thing is that Stan Sakai, he draws and writes it. And not only is the storytelling very well done, but the art is like pure masterworks. I mean, he uses very few lines, very simple lines, but each line he uses has so much power and so much punch behind it. I mean, it's animals, right? It's animals taking the place of humans, but you can really feel the emotion and the depth behind each stroke and each line that he puts down. Nothing is wasted, it's just brilliant. So I can't speak highly enough about this. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 5 out of 5. When we were at WonderCon, we had an opportunity to sit down with Stan Sakai and talk with him about the 25th anniversary of Usagi Yojimbo. We're here with Stan Sakai. Stan, thanks for being on the show. Just wanted to ask you, what are some of your inspirations outside of like comic book references? Like what are things that have inspired you in movies or music that have helped with your creations?
Well, I grew up with a Japanese theater down the street, and they always showed Chambara, sword fighting movies every weekend. So I grew up with Toshiro Mifune and Seven Samurai, or Yojimbo, Sanjiro. I love all the old Kurosawa movies, and even the old samurai movies. So I think that and Japanese history were my biggest inspirations for Usagi Yojimbo.
Excellent, and it's the 25th anniversary of Usagi. So what can people expect?
Well, I'm doing the ongoing Usagi comic books. Also, Fantagraphics Books is compiling the complete Fantagraphics Usagi Yojimbo as a 2-volume slipcase hardcover edition. Let's see now. Dark Horse is putting out Usagi Yojimbo Book 23, Bridge of Tears, in July. And also, I'm doing a original fully painted with watercolors graphic novel that's due out in November, also from Dark Horse.
Excellent. So, pop question though. You mentioned Akira Kurosawa. How about Ichiro Honda?
Don't know him.
All right, very cool. We appreciate your time.
Welcome back to Trevor Time. My name's Trevor. On Trevor Time, we talk about books that you should have on your shelf. This week, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to start talking about how to create your own comic. And with that in mind, we're going to get into Will Eisner's books. Will Eisner was kind of the old man on the hill. He loved young cartoonists, and he always would influence them and give them as much encouragement as possible. Briefly, Eisner was responsible for things like The Spirit, Army's PM magazine, which is still in use today, and A Contract with God, one of the very first graphic novels. The first 3 books by Eisner that will help you become a better cartoonist is Comics and Sequential Art. This book will give you the vocabulary and the grammar of comics, using imagery, timing, and framing to create a more effective page and a more effective story. The next book is Graphic Storytelling, which focuses on the creating of the structure of the story. This book contains multiple examples of different styles of storytelling, such as noir, horror, humor, and dramatic stories. Lastly, Expressive Anatomy for Comics and Narrative. Unlike other anatomy books, Will focuses less on the physical anatomy and more on the expression and emotion of the character in the story. In other words, creating pathos. These 3 books are my foundation for solid cartooning. Next time on Trevor Time, we'll cover my process for scripting and layout. Now, it's been a rough day, so it's no longer Trevor Time, now it's Miller Time.
Well, that's our show for this week. Thanks for joining. Tune in next week when we review more comics and action figures.
That's right, and we're going to keep working on the musical, so keep tuning in.
What musical? What are you talking about? Since when have we been working on the musical?
Since when have we been working on the musical? Hit it.
Sponsors, we love our sponsors.
We'd like to thank our sponsors, Night Flight. They keep us near and hold us tight. Graffiti Designs, their t-shirts keep us warm at night.
Sponsors, we love our sponsors.
You can catch us on Utah On Demand. Flip that channel. Aren't we grand? Until we meet again, we hope that you will be loving each other in peace